Hi everybody, Jill Lancet here. How's everybody? How has your week been? We're coming to the pointy end of another week. I can't believe it. And yeah, we're more than halfway through 2024. Eee! Ah, well, my little granddaughter had her 5th birthday yesterday, and she was so excited to be 5. Do you remember that feeling when you were so excited to be another year older? Yeah, me either. Okay, now, first of all, Jill Lancet, that is my online store. If you want to have a look at any products at all and you're in Australia and you'd like to shop with me, go there. My email address is there. And for this month of August 2024, there is 15% off certain designer series papers. You will see a banner in my online store. Pop over to it and have a look. All the details will be there. And if you're buying them, buy them 15% off. Don't wait till the end of August. Now, I have a card for you. I'm kind of jumping on the bandwagon here. Now, I've got this embossing folder. It's quite large and it's a beautiful one. It's got these dots all over it. And I'm going to show you what I did with it to create a couple of different cards using the same or a similar technique. Stick to the end and I'll show you some of the other cards that I've made. Okay, so we're going to emboss this first. I've got all my bits and pieces here. Just bear with me for 2 seconds. Now I've got all these bits and pieces, as I said. I've already done some of it, as per usual. But I want to just show you. Now, normally you emboss things from Stampin' Up! With the logo on the front. That will give you this beautiful raised, embossed surface. And that's fine. But if you want to position this and do this technique, you need to turn your embossing folder over because we want the debossed side where those little dots are going in, not out, but in. So I'm going to show you how you need to line this up. Now, you can see through this embossing folder, and so once you're sure that that's the way it's going to go, it's going to deboss, not emboss. You want to line this up. Now you can see there's a center circle there. Now you might want that smack bang in the center. You might want it over to the top and over to one side. It's totally up to you. I've done a couple of different versions, but that is how you emboss that. So you line this up, you can see it there. You can see where your circles are going to be in relation to this piece of cardstock. And this piece of cardstock is Mat 1. Whatever country you come from, Mat 1. If you haven't got my my template of the different mats in metric size and US letter size, please email me at my email address tilly2145@gmail.com and request mat templates. Now you will get this PDF and you can print this out. You can then cut out the mats. Totally up to you whether you want to go to that trouble of cutting them out, but these are for metric, these are for US letter size. So if I say mat 1, in the US it is 4 by 5 and a quarter. If you're in a metric country, mat 1 is 10 by 14.3 centimeters. Okay, so think about getting those. They're very, very useful. So let's pretend I've just embossed that. Okay, so I've got a couple of ways I'm going to show you how I'm going to do this. Oh, here they are. I was going to say, what did I do with that scrap paper? Okay, so we've embossed this. Now I need to decide which one I'm going to, which orientation I'm going to use. Now, I think I might use this one, and we'll do a landscape card. I'll keep that for another project. Now, this is where you are going to get messy. I'm sorry, but you are going to get messy. You will want to have some baby wipes, some hand sanitizer, paper towel, whatever. You are going to get messy, and it's pretty much unavoidable. So if you can see, I have my matte 1 sized panel, and this is the embossed side. I'm flipping that over so that it is debossed. But here's the thing with this particular embossing folder. It also embosses and debosses on both sides. So some of these, while the bigger circles here are debossed, there are some rows of circles, little circles, that are actually embossed. And that's on both sides. So one side is more predominantly embossed and the other is more predominantly debossed. Now, debossed again means those little circles, those dots have been pushed down into the paper. So I'm going to show you, we need an ink pad. And yeah, as I said, you are going to get a bit messy here. Now look, this does not have to be perfect. And as you can see, I've been playing with this all afternoon, and yeah, I'm seriously going to have to soak this off, I think. But yeah, have that stuff ready on standby, okay? Also, have some paper ready, okay? So now we have our debossed side up, and we're just going to run this. Try and hold this flat. Try and hold this flat and and sort of like level with the table. And you're just going to run this across. Now, you'll see that some of those areas are raised and some are not. So I'm going to turn this around and I'm going to do the other half. As I said, you're going to get inky fingers. Now, I can't stand dirty fingers, sorry. But, you know, the things we sacrifice when we want to do something. So I'm just turning that around again at another angle. I went one way and now I'm doing the other way, okay? Now, as I said, it does not have to be perfect. And if you're getting a bit of a variation in colour, don't worry. Don't worry, this is a handmade card. But that's it. Now, I'm going to show you a card where I just stopped there. Now, I'm going to get some a baby wipe and try and get a lot of this excess ink off my fingers, because I really don't want that on everything else that I touch tonight. So just bear with me for 2 seconds. Okay, let's hope that that's off. So this, I could stop here now, okay, and I'll show you the card that I made stopping there. Now, it's what we call a monochromatic card. You can see that it's debossed. The original paper colour was the basic white. I've matted that onto another basic white piece to frame it, and it is on a Misty Moonlight card. Now, this ink is Misty Moonlight. This ink is Night of Navy. So you can see one is going to be obviously darker than the other. You can do it with your black. I didn't want to do it with black. Yeah, too messy. So you could stop there, and all you need then is just a simple sentiment. All I've done is flagged it, punched a little hole in it, tied a little bow, and put a couple of bits of white baker's twine, that's the word, and that's it. No need for embellishment. Look at all the embellishments, all these dots, all these circles. That's a happy card. Now that sort of says blokey bloke to me, but you know, we'll continue on now. So I have this here. Now I was stalling because I wanted this to dry just a little bit. Now I want it to go this way, but at this point in time, it's not going to matter. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to colour those circles in, and I'm going to go like rainbow. And I'm using blends because the ink that we use, the Night of Navy, is a water-based ink. And so I want to use the blends so that it doesn't bleed all over the place. So now I'm going to put these into rainbow order because, you know, because I can. And I'm just going to do a row of each of the circles in one of these. Now look, here's my advice to you. Use the small end, not the brush end. Use the small end. And it's this easy, okay? So I'm going to start with this circle here, this row of circles, and I'm just putting the bullet end into the circle and swirling it around. Now I hope I'm going to do it on the side. I hope you can see this. Okay, it's that quick. And again, it does not have to be perfect. So I'm starting with the yellow here because I'm going to put this on a yellow card base, and I want the yellow to be quite prominent, if you know what I mean. So there, that didn't take very long at all. So now I'm going to work my way out. I'm going to go to the next colour. I'm going to fill those ones in too, so don't worry, don't panic. I'm doing this in rainbow order. So this next row of smaller dots, I'm going outwards now, folks. Okay, I'm going outwards. These are really quick, literally that quick. That's my little puppy dog barking. I have no idea what she's carrying on about, but yeah. Okay, so I'm just basically putting the tip in the indentation. That way you sort of can't, you know, slide off and make a bit of a mess. But look, if you don't want to sit here and watch me colour all these circles in, then please, by all means, fast forward. But I'm telling you, it's quite relaxing. It's quite enjoyable. So that's orange. Now I'm going to go red, and it is the bigger circles in the next row. So I'm just going to colour that one in. And, you know, sometimes they even spread themselves in, these circles. You know, if you're not 100% spot on, the alcohol spreads a bit. So I'm just trying to go around the edge and in the middle a bit. And yeah, I had a lovely week with, well, a lovely Monday with my little granddaughter Libby. She saw my video with the scratch off panel, and she said, oh, I want to make some of those for Mummy and Daddy. Actually, she calls them Mama and Dada. I said, okay, we can do that. Now I'm just going in with the dark berry burst now, so we're doing it in rainbow colour. So I said, oh, okay, you can make a little scratch off card, you know, and I got all the stuff out. And she said, oh, I want you to make it a video. Like, I want you to film me making it. And I was like, oh my goodness. So yeah, we did. There were hands. There was 4 hands going everywhere on this table, this little space. She was sitting on my lap. She kept sliding off. It was like a circus. And I'm telling you, her little hands are like octopus tentacles. Everything she touches, it sticks to her. And I'm trying to tell her stuff, and you know, she's 5 now. She knows everything. She needs to know nothing more in life because she knows it all. But anyway, but yeah, it was a lovely little video, and she wanted me to send it to her mum and dad, and so I did. But she made her grandfather watch it with her, and he actually fell asleep. So yeah, obviously he's not a fan of card making videos. Now this is Blueberry Bushel, and it looks like you can't even see it, but it does dry back a little bit lighter. So yeah, you will see it. And as I said, I am trying to do this in rainbow sequence. Now this card is going to literally pop when we put this on the card base. So I mean, you can do this any colour you like. You could start with coloured cardstock and just put the ink over it and see what you end up with. Of course, you could do like the Joseph's coat technique, where you, before you even emboss it, you put all different colours all over, then you emboss it, and then you do this technique. And whatever the dark colour doesn't cover, you will have a multitude of different colours. So yeah, a couple of different techniques you could try. Okie dokie, so that's blue. And then I've got this beautiful dark granny apple green. So all these colours really pop with the dark background. So just bear with me. And yeah, we'll be finished soon enough. And please let me know what you think of this technique. I don't know if anybody else has actually done it like this, where they've, you know, taken the time to colour all these circles in. But here's the really nice part that I found, was the ones that are raised have this sort of like white outline around them where the ink hasn't quite, you know, soaked into the paper. So that is our green. Now we need yellow again. So we're starting again. So we want some yellow in these big ones. Yeah, but I just thought, you know, like everybody's kind of was doing this. I think they call it the blackout technique. I'm not too sure, but yeah, I've been playing all afternoon, and most of them are this technique, but different orientations, different ways to fill them in. So after yellow comes orange. In this case, it's pumpkin pie. And as I said, these are quite easy to colour in. I mean, you're not even really colouring in, you're just sort of doing a little bit of a circle. And there's none down there. Oh yes, there's one. None over there, maybe one. And then the next colour is red. And then I have to go back and fill in the middle here. So just bear with me. So we haven't got too many red on the outside here. We've got none down there. So what is in front of yellow? Green. So I'm going back towards the centre now again. So here's green, and these ones here. You know, sometimes you just sort of, you know, these things just morph into themselves, into one another. And of course the last one is blue. So right in the middle here, we have this blue. Okay, so you might be thinking, well, okay, now what? Well, because we cut this to size before I even embossed it, this whole panel's finished now. You need to do that because if you try to put this in your paper trimmer, it will be really impossible to sort of, you know, with so many lumps and bumps. Oh, look at that. Well, that's a happy accident. Maybe you could do that if you wanted to too. Anyway, what I decided to do was to put this on a Daffodil Delight card base because I wanted that yellow to really pop off the page there. So, yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to glue that on. Now, this is really lumpy and bumpy. It's going to give it a little bit of dimension, but, you know, not a lot. But I found the best way to do this was to just pop a little bit of glue in each corner and then follow these dotted circles, because effectively they're the bits that are actually going to be sticking onto the card. So yeah, I just went around rather quickly and put some glue on there. There you go. Now, which way is my card opening? Right. Which way am I having it? That way. Yep. So we've got a bit of a border. Now, sometimes that will sort of like make your card piece a bit smaller. You know, don't worry. They're the small things you shouldn't sweat, you know. Don't sweat the small stuff. Okay, so now I'm going to give that a second to just to take. Now I've got some bits and pieces here, and I will show you what I'm going to do next. So there's another panel for the inside of the card if you need it. It is the same as mat 1. I've got a few bits and pieces here that I'm going to, where is my stamp? There it is. And I'm going to do it in the Night of Navy. So all I'm going to do is, these are scraps, okay? These are scraps, literally scraps. So I want to stamp Hip Hip Hooray. I'm going to stamp it on this piece of Daffodil Delight. And again, scrap. In fact, I think that's actually crooked. So we might have a look at this one. Okay. So not too much ink. You don't want to overload your stamp. So I'm just giving that a light tap. Now I'm going to try and put this sort of in the middle of this because I don't know which end I want to do it at yet. So if I do it in the middle, now bear with me because I can't see. I hope that's straight. I hope it's lined up. Let's just see. We can always turn it over. Look, that's good enough for me. Thanks very much. So I'm going to put the lid on that because, yeah, accidents happen. Now, I've got that. I've also got this bit of scrap here. And I kind of wanted to just... have the two of them sort of like lining up. So what I'm going to do is before I glue them, I'm going to chop it at an angle, just like that, and they're together, okay? They are together. Now, when I come to glue this together, I can move that, and I have exactly the right angle here. So if I want to put it like that, I can. If I want to put it on an angle, I can. But whichever way I want it, the angle is correct because we cut them together. So I'm just going to pop a bit of glue. I think I'll have it like that. I think I'll have it straight. The other one I did not so straight. So I'll just pop a bit of glue here. We don't want to go right to the end, and we don't want to go right to the bottom. Okay. So I'm just going to line that up now. Basically like that. Glue everywhere. What else is new? Now, look, I find that sometimes if that grabs a bit too quickly, bend it and you'll be able to move it to where you want it. Okay, so just bend it, put a little bit of air between the two layers, and you'll be able to move it. Okay, so that's that. I'm not going to trim that quite yet. Now these, I just wanted to put a few different colours from this card, like banners coming down. So I'm gonna fishtail all of them. So basically just cut a line down the middle, about 1/4 inch or something like that, and then go from corner to centre. Now I always flip it over because I find it easier to cut it from this side. So there we go. Look, if it's not 100% spot on, yeah, nobody's going to lose any sleep over that. So I'm going to do that again. I'm going to cut that and cut this one here. Now this, you will find that this does take a little bit to dry. So if you're in a hurry, pre-do this bit. Even if you just do the ink pad swiping and then leave it to dry overnight or something like that. Now the other one I want to do is this beautiful, this is actually a piece of lemon lime twist, a scrap, a little tiny scrap that I had. You know, I never get these quite in the middle. Dear, oh dear. Anyway, you know what? A blind man would like to see that. So what I want to do is I want to sort of arrange these so that they look, you know, so they look nice. And once I'm happy with that, I can glue them together and pop them on here. Okay, so I'm going to glue them on now. So I'm gluing one on one side, like more towards one side. Try and line them up at the top though. I mean, we are going to glue this on, so it doesn't matter if there's a little bit of glue on there. Might matter to you if you've got it all over your fingers though. Yeah, and this one here will do the same. And then I'm going to pop those on the card front. Now I've kind of like overlapped them. You can arrange those any way you wish. So I'm going to pop them there like that. Oh, I have got glue everywhere. Hang on. Hold your horses, honey. Now, obviously, if these weren't trimmed to the size you want, you would put these on before you glue that on there so that you can trim them off. But yeah, I made a point of getting most of this sorted. Okay, so just a little bit of glue on the back. I can see the green one is not 100% lined up. And there we go. I'm going to pop that there. I'm only going to the border. Yep, I'm only going to the border. Oh, I hate sticky fingers. Right, that's on there like that. Now we can pop our little hip hip hooray across here like this, however you want. And I will pop that up onto a dimensional, I think. Might pop it up on one side, but let's cut this off here. So I just want to cut that straight. Now, as you've already seen, I can't cut a straight line to save my life. So yeah, that's going in there. And I'm just going to pop that off. And yeah, I think I like that. Just like that. So I'll glue this end. I'll pop a dimensional on that end. I'll just get one big one and pop it up here like that. Take that lid off, take the cover off it, pop a bit of glue on here. And as I said, you don't need a terrible lot of embellishment on this because you've got all these different colours. Now let me just check that that's straight. That looks straightish to me. Okay. And that's our card. That is the technique. I don't even know what to call that. I don't know, but I'm going to show you the other cards that I made. You already saw this one where we just stopped at swiping the ink across the debossed side of this embossed piece. I've just popped some white baker's twine on there again. Let me just get all this stuff out of the way and we'll have a look at them all. I would love, absolutely love, for you to tell me what you think about this technique. I think there's a bit of a twist in the tail as to how other people are making them. So we've got our monochromatic one. That is the one we just made. Here is another one. It's a very, very dark background. That meant I had to ink it up quite a lot. And that means that the more ink that's on there, the more ink you're going to get on your hands, and the longer it is going to take to dry, because it was quite saturated with the Night of Navy ink. But, you know, if that's the look that you want to go for, then, yeah, that's what you need to do. So there's that one, and that one. And then I did another portrait one, very, very simple. This time I just took a circle punch and just popped that in there just to give that a curved edge to line up with the edge of the circles. Now, this background does not have to be perfect. Stop thinking everything you do needs to be perfect. It does not need to be perfect, okay? So I used a red background on here, all the same exact colours, but you'll notice that the yellow pops more on the yellow background and the red tends to pop more on the red background. So if you make a whole pile of these panels, doing them in these colours and doing them exactly as I've shown you here today, keep them, and then you can pick out a colour, and it won't matter which colour from here that you use as the background, it will coordinate. So, you know, if you've run out of Daffodil Delight, don't worry, pick another couple of colours. Now, there were 6 colours in there. So I'm sure that you can find a background that would suit them. So I'll hold them up. I'll stand up and hold them up, and you can have a close look at them. And please let me know. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. And, yeah, share this if you want. So there is that one. This is just a simple thank you card. All of these have the same background. This one's quite dark, but the yellow really pops on this one because it's so dark, which I just used some scraps again. Yeah, so the difference with this one is this is offset. This one is not offset. The background on this one is a little bit lighter compared to that one. And this is our monochromatic one, where we've stopped and just made that one colour. I've popped a white border under that because it just gave it a little bit more substance, for want of another word. Now this reminds me very much of Australian Aboriginal art, which I love. And yeah, when I got this embossing folder, that's immediately what I thought of was some of our gorgeous Indigenous art. So yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know if you think, like, I mean, all I did really was use an embossing folder. The rest of it is scraps, ink, and blends. Now, you could forego all the different colours and just pick 1 or 2 colours, or just a different color, like one color, say all the circles are red, people will wonder how you got that, but it might be better to do that on a red piece of cardstock. If you want to go multicolor, you're going to have to use the white. But anyway, look, so thank you so much. Thank you for supporting my channel. I really do appreciate it. If you like my videos, I would love a thumbs up. If you would like to donate to the Kanamaluka Wildlife Rehabilitation Centre, I would be over the moon. I have set up a once a month donation. It just automatically comes out of my account. We need to keep these small charities going. This one to me is very close to my heart because that is my nephew. That is Duncan. And he and Jess, his partner, and their family run this. This is their lives. This is their lives. They live and breathe rehabilitating animals. And if you go to their website, there's quite often cute little videos of wombats and patamelons and, you know, all sorts of things. But yep, look, $5 a month would be an amazing donation if you could set that up to come out monthly. It's 1 cup of coffee a month. And yeah, everybody would be really grateful. So don't forget the 15% sale on those designer series papers at the moment, and that is on until the end of August. And hooray, everybody. Stay kind, stay safe. I'm telling you, COVID is out there again. So yeah, try and remember those protocols that were in place, you know, like if you're going into a heavily populated area, mask up, hand sanitizer, all that stuff. Stay safe because, you know, it's a particularly nasty strain at the moment. I can vouch for that. But yeah, thank you so much. I will see you guys all on Sunday. Have a fantastic weekend, whatever you do. And yeah, thumbs up, donate. Thank you. Bye for now. Bye.